It's hard to live with uncertainty, but that is what we are tasked with right now. The truth is, we're always living with uncertainty. We just ignore it because we fill up our days with routines and meetings and assignments and tasks and chores. And now a lot of that has been halted. So here we are. And it really is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to go deeper within ourselves, to find balance, and to help our children do the same. Hi, I'm Robin Fox from Socialize, and I wanted to share a couple of the techniques that I use with myself and with my students to help them to regulate their emotions and to also tap into their inner wisdom. So the first technique is breathing fingers. And breathing fingers is a very simple way of being mindful and meditating that is easy to learn, it's portable, and it's something you can do with your children or by yourself. But I like to meditate every morning for about 20 minutes, but this takes maybe 30 seconds or a minute. And you can add on to it. It feels good the longer that you do it, and it's not necessarily something that's easy to do, but the more you do it and feel the benefits, the more you'll want to do it. So this technique is very easy. You basically move your fingers with each breath. So your thumb first is on your index finger, then your middle, then your ring finger, then your pinky. So let's take a few breaths together, and you can either keep your eyes open or you can close your eyes. That doesn't matter. I like to close my eyes. So we'll begin. I usually keep my hands on my lap and start with my thumb and my index finger. So here we go. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold it for 2, and out for 5. We'll do each finger so 4 times. So breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch your fingers and breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch your fingers, breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the beauty of breathing, taking these deep breaths and holding, our breath for a little bit, and then slowly letting our breath out. And you can do it through your nose or your mouth, that breath release. But what it does is it signals to your parasympathetic nervous system that everything is okay. And our thoughts are just racing all the time. And we want to have a way of combating that, or of massaging that, or of soothing that, however you want to look at it. And I know that doing this always is helpful. And I do it at the beginning of every Socialize Together group with kids from 2nd grade. Actually, I do it with kids as young as 4, and it's for adults as well. You just want to get in the habit of following your breath in and out, and having your mind, either follow your fingers. I like to follow my breathing, so I keep focusing on how that breath feels coming in and how it feels going out. And it does tame the mind. We can never control our thoughts, but we can tame our mind, and we can, it's like a little puppy. It's all over the place, but you can train a puppy, and we can train our mind too. And that is something we can teach our kids, and you can even call it their puppy mind. And the fact that they can see that there is training that happens that helps the puppy, well, we can do the same thing, so our thoughts aren't all over the place. I know when I first started preparing for kind of social isolation, I did a lot of errands, and I was running around, and I found myself becoming very unbalanced. And I didn't, it's hard to recognize imbalance in yourself, but other people are pretty open to, point it out to you in subtle ways or not so subtle ways. And I felt really bad about myself for a little while, that I was reacting initially to the coronavirus by being a little frantic and panicky. And then, I don't know, just felt like a failure. It's like I'm teaching this stuff and here I am, you know, not even able to go about preparing without, having this discomfort. And then I remembered, oh my God, I have to be kind to myself. And being kind, as soon as I remembered that I need to be kind to myself and that I'm perfectly imperfect, my whole body relaxed. And I felt like this soothing blanket fell over me. And I think a little bit because I do have a meditation practice, it helped me to remember to breathe again, which is why it's so important to have that even 5 minutes a day of just doing that breathing can be your new normal. And we got to find new normals now because these aren't normal times. And I think that it gives us an opportunity to let go of some of the routines and things that keep us from feeling what we feel. And we're going to feel a lot of things coming up. So it's important that we have ways to help ourselves and our children deal with all of this uncertainty. And the other technique, besides breathing fingers, that I wanted to share with you is flip the mood. Flip the mood is a way to deal with uncomfortable emotions. And FLIP is an acronym, and the F stands for feel. So if your child comes to you and they are upset or they are afraid or they just seem out of sorts, ask them where they feel it in their body. Maybe it's a tightness in their stomach or chest, or their head hurts, or they just feel butterflies. Whatever it is, have them feel it and maybe touch that part of their body and tune into it. Because as soon as we start to identify where it is in our body, because the thoughts start in our head, I guess for lack of better way of talking about it, but it lands in our body. The emotions are in our body. And so once we start becoming aware of that, it helps us to begin to regulate that emotion. And then the L in FLIP is label. So what is it? Can you put a label on it? Is it fear? Is it panic? Is it distress? Whatever it is, whatever the emotion is, you name it to tame it, as Dr. Daniel Siegel says. And once we feel where it is in our body and we label it, we begin to take it out of the, kind of spiraling thought process, and we bring it into our bodies where we can manage it and feel it. And then the I of FLIP is it is. It is here. It is what it is. You're feeling what you feel. And that's part of self-acceptance, is saying, okay, I feel this. For me it was, okay, I'm kind of panicky. Okay, recognizing it is the first step into, then dealing with it. And once we feel where it is, we label it, we accept that it is what it is, then we can make a plan. And that's the P in Flip the Mood, is to plan. So what will give you some relief right now? What do you need to do to feel better in this moment? And for your child, maybe it's that they want to read a book with you, or they'll come up with something. And it is just an opportunity right now to teach them how to regulate their emotions. So between breathing fingers, doing that exercise of breathing together, which is also a beautiful thing to do with your children, and learning how to flip their moods, flip your mood, those are two tools that I think will help us get through this. We have to go to a deeper place right now. I think we're all being called upon to be our better selves, to use this time to do something that makes a difference, whether it's just in your family or with yourself or in a greater sense, something that you can give out to the world. But this is a time when all the responsibilities that were external are being stripped from us, and now we have a lot of internal with our families and our homes and our loved ones, and making sure our friends are okay. And we can do all that and really use this time as a way to get closer to our own hearts and the hearts of our children. And that's really what is important, that love that we can increase for ourselves with that self-acceptance and loving our perfectly imperfect selves, and seeing that in our children too, and rising to that occasion to be human and accept the fact that this is a hard time. This is tough for a lot of people. And how can we make it joyous? How can we find the joy? And I wish you all stay well and happy. And please post below in the comments things that you're doing to make use of this time. And I wish you all well. Bye for now. Take care.